Hello, Shalom Aleichem. We have here a new translation on the laws of Lashon Hara, translated and elucidated, including practical illustrations, notes, and halachic indexes. This is by ArtScroll, Laws of Lashon Hara, by the Chaim. That's how. Here's a picture of the Chaim. Anyway, let's take a look at the introduction. Very interesting. Take a look at it. Shmiras Halashon, the mitzvah that shapes our world. The Chaim advised for prosperity by respecting another, both his honor and his possessions. We bring bracha into our lives. V'im hayu shom'im l'devarai, v'yisi miyoetz lahem yoter sheyishmeru atzmam b'zehirus yiseiru mizeh hachet. If people would listen to what I have to say, that's the Chaim saying this, I would advise those seeking to improve their economic situations to take exceedingly great care in regard to Lashon Hara, and especially not to harm others actively through theft, extortion, cheating, and the like. Especially not to harm others actively. Me'inyan gazel v'chomos v'ono v'kiyotze bozeh. Extortion, cheating, and the like. Sha'az bevada yisbarchu nechseihem yoter mikol haskulos. If one keeps from doing all these things, so then he shall certainly be blessed more than if he had performed any segula. Shmiras Halashon. A skula is something that one does that it's for a blessing, but doing this is the real mitzvah of not doing bad things to one's friends, not saying bad things or trying to cheat, God forbid. So this will help you better for your economic situation than any segula. So this is from Shmiras Halashon, Volume 2, Chapter 9, and this here is the new safer of Shmiras Halashon by the Chaim that was put out for us to learn. The Chaim's guidance for saving ourselves from harm. The Chaim's guidance for saving ourselves from harm, refraining from Lashon Hara, is the greatest protection from troubles that may arise in a person's life. Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Mikol HaTzaros Habaos Aleichem, Ani Yochol Lahatzil Eschem, Umishot Lashon Techavei, Iyov, Hey, Chafalef. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Hashem says, the Holy One, blessed be He, says, I can save you from all harm, provided that you, quote, conceal yourself from a prowling tongue. Zachor, Zecher Miriam, chapter 3. It says in Iyov, you should conceal yourself, make yourself scarce, from a prowling tongue. In other words, don't practice this. In other words, you should be away from this kind of practice. Veirach HaKadosh Baruch Hu bracha miuchedes l'mishin izhor mechet zeh. One who refrains from speaking Lashon Hara, evil talk against the other person, receives an extraordinary blessing. Shmiras Halashon, Volume 2, Chapter 23. How to earn a place in Olam Haba. Guarding our tongue is our best guarantee of a beautiful Olam Haba. That's the world to come. So that's a great thing. How to earn a place in Olam Haba. Guarding our tongue is the best guarantee of a beautiful Olam Haba. Mi sherotze liknos bazul Olam Haba nitzor leshoncha meiro. The nitzor leshono hu Pesach ve'ikar gadol liskos la'olam haba. Whoever wants to acquire Olam Haba readily should follow the advice. Guard your tongue from evil. For guarding one's tongue is an entry point and the primary means through which one merits a portion in Olam Haba. Chida, Marisa Ayin to Avodah Zarah, 19b. So we see here that it's to guard our tongues from evil is a very important, great thing, which can help us in many ways. Ha'ikar lizkos la'olam haba b'shmiras piv v'zehu yoter mikol ha'torah v'hama'asim ki ha'peh kodesh kodashim. Ha'ikar lizkos la'olam haba, the main way to merit Olam Haba is through guarding one's tongue. B'shmiras piv, guarding one's tongue. Watch what you say. V'zehu yoter mikol haTorah v'hama'asim. This is more important than any Torah or good deeds he has. Ki hapeh kodesh kodashim. Because the mouth is holy of holies. Vilna Gaon, Igeres Agra. The Vilna Gaon says this. The main way to merit Olam Haba is through guarding one's tongue. This is more important than any Torah or good deeds he has. Because the mouth is holy of holies. Vilna Gaon, Igeres Agra. Learning halachos. Rav Segel's advice for those who need a Yeshua: learning the halachos every day invokes Hashem's mercy. Learning the halachos of Lashon Hara invokes Hashem's mercy and can help us out. Hashem will help us. Ein mishpacha ba'olam shalomdim lefi haseder shel shtei halachos liyom shelo ra'u ezu shehi Yeshua. There is no family in the world that studies the laws of Lashon Hara according to the schedule of Shmiras Halashon Yomi. That means that Rav Siegel Zatzal set aside like a calendar for learning one or two halachos of the Lashon Hara every day, and so there was no family in the world that studied the laws of Lashon Hara according to the schedule of Shmiras Halashon Yomi every day, that one should learn a portion of it every day, that has not seen some form of salvation in their lives. Rav Yehuda Zev Segel Zatzal, the Manchester Rosh Yeshiva, the founder of Shmiras Halashon Yomi. The Chafetz Chaim's direction for overcoming Lashon Hara: learning Shmiras Halashon breaks negative habits of speech. Ve'itza nachona hi l'shmiras halashon afilu im kvar horgal bo chas v'shalom ve'govar olav yisro be'inyan ze ad she'eno margish bi'atzmo halashon hara shemotzi mipiv. The Yetzer Hara can dominate a person to the extent that he becomes so habituated to speaking forbidden things that he will be completely unaware of any Lashon Hara leaving his mouth. In other words, it's like second nature. One says whatever one wants, and one is completely unaware of any Lashon Hara leaving one's mouth. But even after becoming so numb, he need not abandon hope. There is an effective strategy for him to regain control of his tongue. He should have confidence in the knowledge that by reviewing each law many times, the situation will be reversed to the point that he will reestablish a sensitivity in his nature to every single word he utters. Shmiras Halashon Shar HaTeshuvah. In other words, when one is thinking about it all the time and one knows the halachos of speaking ill about one's neighbor, one is able to think about whatever he says, he or she says, and can reestablish a sensitivity in his nature to every word he utters. Until he Afal Pikain, even though one has become habituated to speaking Lashon Hara, Al Yisyoish Mizeh, one should not give up hope. That's a very important thing, never to give up hope. V'yeda lenachon, he should know, for sure, for certainly, Ki al yedei chazoras hadin kama pe'omim, that through repeating the din, the halacha, the laws many times, yishapech ha'inyan, he will, this situation will become reversed. V'yukba hadavar b'tivao sheyargish lebasov kol dibur v'dibur sheyetze mipiv. The situation will be reversed to the point that he will reestablish a sensitivity in his nature to every single word he utters. Shmiras Halashon Yomi, chapter 16. Ikar harafua la'adam shelo yavo lelashon hara hu balimud halachos ele umosreihen. The most effective method of avoiding lashon hara is to study the relevant laws and musar chovos hashmira. Shmiras Halashon clears away sins. That Shmiras Halashon is guarding one's tongue from saying evil things about other people. It clears away sins. Learning and keeping the halachos helps clean our slate and keep it clean. Kishayargil atzmo lihios zahir belashono shelo lesaper laolam beginus chavero. Thus, one who habitually refrains from speaking lashon hara will eventually be free of all transgressions between man and his fellow. Shmiras Halashon Shara Zechira Shelo lesaper laolam beginus chavero v'gam melehachazik b'machlokes v'kiyotze bezeh. And also he's staying away from machlokes, fights between people, arguments. Yimkein beherchav hazman yihye noki mikol ha'avonos shebein adam lachaveros. So then, in the fullness of time, he will become clean from the sin between man and his fellow man. V'yim kain mi shemekabel olav chovas hashmira v'shomer es atzmo shelo la'avor aleihen naki mikol eleh ubevadei b'schus yimchol hakadosh baruch hu la'avosov gam kain. It is clear that in the merit of a child who accepts the obligation to watch himself and who indeed guards his tongue, Hakadosh Baruch Hu will forgive not only him but his parents as well. Chovos hashmira. So if one wants to help one's parents, so Hashem also clears away his own averos and also the averos of his parents. So this is a great thing, that the learning, the watching himself over from saying lashon hara, to be makabel upon himself, to accept upon himself not to say lashon hara, so he can help not only himself or herself, but his parents too. This is influencing the prosecution. Anyway, this is more. This is from the introduction to this new sefer, the beautiful sefer that the Chaim had written close to a century ago. This is the translation here. Here it is when you get into it. This is, in other words, it's done in a format of one halacha every day. Or maybe if you want to be more advanced, you do 2 halachos of every day. See, this is like a daily portion. So this is the Chaim, and saferxhapец Chaim, the laws of lashon hara, and laws of lashon hara by Art Scroll. So you can get this by Art Scroll. It's a very nice looking sefer also. So this is easy, so that you can acquire this. from Art Grove. Okay, seid gesund. Hatzlacha with your learning and doing good. Thank you.